We stopped through Asheville, North Carolina to hang out with Justin and Shayla, some of our friends, and check out the Blue Ridge Liberty Project and the city in general. And it's great, a lot of cool people, a lot of freedom-loving people. And we caught up here with someone who runs the meetup from the Ethereum meetup, Mr. Woodard. And he's going to chat with us about Ethereum and what's going on here in this area, which seems like a wonderful spot for these types of ideas and these types of alternatives. So first, just tell us how you heard about cryptocurrency in general and why you're into it.
Oh, wow. I actually heard of Bitcoin a while ago. I think just browsing the internet. I downloaded the wallet back in I think 2011, but never invested in anything. I think being involved in voluntarism in general kind of got me reinvigorated with cryptocurrencies, and I would say I got far more invested last October. This previous October is when I started actually putting money into Bitcoin.
Cool. And how did you hear about Ethereum, and why do you think there's value in that effort?
I had glanced across Ethereum, just searching crypto in general. I was just getting more and more absorbed in the culture. And then I was visiting some family in Florida, and I was trying to explain what I thought the idea was. Mm-hmm. And as I was explaining it, it kind of clicked for me the potential of what it could be if it was what I thought it was. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of lit a fire in me to go find out. And it turned out that that's what it was. Essentially, it is a decentralized Turing complete platform in the sense that you can program whatever you want into it. Mm-hmm. Okay, it costs resources to operate these programs, but they have the same security rigor as any other blockchain technology in the sense that it's trustless, decentralized, distributed, mm-hmm. all the beautiful aspects. To my understanding, the idea was in Satoshi's white paper that he wanted to do Bitcoin on top of this other idea, and for whatever reason he didn't do it. But essentially it was very important that Bitcoin be kept separate from this for a security aspect. I don't have the best explanation for it. The idea was that you keep the money separate from the playground, essentially, to keep them both far more secure.
Right on. And what are some of the revolutionary possibilities you think that could come out of Ethereum? What are some of the practical applications?
It blows my mind, the potential. I guess as I think about it, it pales and it excites me more than like the concept of the internet or Bitcoin. It's really in competition with that in my heart, because it's really the next layer to me of civilization, as far as I can see it. It'll be integrated into everything. And maybe it won't be Ethereum, but mm-hmm. it'll be something like this. Same mm-hmm. for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the big daddy right now. It may not always be, but that is what it is. And right now, I like Ethereum. Once I realized there were more people doing it, I looked at the people behind Ethereum, mm-hmm. the developers, mm-hmm. and I like their culture, their attitude, the way they approach the project, their technical abilities. The guy that founded it, Vitalik Buterin, just mm-hmm. brilliant guy. He worked with Amir Taki out of Califu. It's an anarchist little city, mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this is beautiful from the ground up. Sure. All the pieces are fitting together. All right. So anyways, why does Ethereum excite me so much? It allows for decentralized, autonomous organizations. That could be corporation, government, mm-hmm. business, whatever. It could be your local community. It could be whatever. So if anyone's heard of the concept of polycentric law, it's essentially, to my layman understanding, I haven't read a technical definition of it, but it's the idea that we all make up our own laws as we interact, and then mm-hmm. different groups make their laws and their hierarchies among, so on and so forth. Well, this will allow that. This will allow people to build the organization, the structure, the city, the life, the community that they want. They have the tools for civilization construction on their smartphone, on their laptop, in their lives. They can connect with people across the world. If you want to fund a revolution in another country, you can do that. If you want to pay for insurance, or whatever kind of organization, anything you and other people you want to get together and do something, you can do it without a third party saying it's okay or it's not. And so now, as far as governments go and things like that, it's my personal opinion that it'll get to the point where people have, you know, two governments or multiple, and you say, well, this is the one I get to choose and this is the one I don't. And when people see that comparison in the market, it'll really snap for them that there's that one they didn't get a choice, and like what that really means to them. So that's one of the big, great possible things I think that'll come from Ethereum.
All right, last question. Earlier you said you're experiencing difficulty with legacy institutions taking on Bitcoin or accepting Bitcoin or understanding Bitcoin. There's some sort of resistance. Could you just talk about?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I overheard you saying that earlier. What's that all about?
I coincidentally got into a conversation with someone on the Ethereum Skype channel who was a lawyer, and so she and I had some conversations about this. She was a lawyer and she loved Ethereum, is getting involved because she sees that as society makes this transition to this new technology, there's the joke in Ethereum that, well, you know, lawyers are going to be out of business. But the truth is they're not. They're just going to have to actually work now. What they'll be doing is they'll be transcribing legacy culture to this new culture, and that's, you know, that's where she's kind of getting involved. What I said that in regard to earlier was I tried to sell cryptocurrencies on eBay, and luckily I didn't get so far I haven't had any of the fraud, but I was selling very small transactions. But I was also trying to be a good businessman and secure my model for the long term, so I was, you know, picking eBay and PayPal apart tooth and nail to try to find a way that I could make my transaction secure. And long story short, at least as far as I was capable of accomplishing, there was always going to be an amount of risk. And so it is what it is. And I saw there that there's going to have to be this transition point. There's going to be something very salient that's, you know, I want to be aware of when it happens, is where legacy culture, I call it pretty much, it's like it's the gentrifying establishments. They're going away. This new stuff just shines the light on them, and they're you know, they're already ashy.
Yeah, they're archaic.
Yeah, and so as soon as they I'm sorry, I'm getting all over the place. I want to see that point to where this contemporary business starts acknowledging the validity of the blockchain. Because I was trying to logically explain this to the people on the phone. Some of them got it, some of them didn't. You know, there's always that point where you get to somebody in a business where like, man, I get it, but you know, I'm not allowed to get it because this is our policy. You know, it's like, you do understand that the blockchain is far more secure and valid than all these other things. Like the conversation we're having, what you're typing into that computer, the blockchain is far more, you know, secure, and I guess I don't know another way to say it, but it's far more valid than everything else that's we're surrounded by. And it's like, no, sorry, it's just, you know, I don't really understand.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, any other thoughts, or you want to talk about how people can get in contact with the meetup or what's going on here?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, the Ethereum Meetup of Asheville. I'm sorry, it's Ethereum of Asheville on Facebook, and we use meetup.com. And that's the Ethereum meetup. Otherwise, if you want to get in touch with me, I'm Jared Woodard on Facebook. You know, I'm always down to meet and know more volunteerists.
Cool. Excellent. Good stuff.